I'm Robin Gagnon.
And I'm Eric Gagnon, and we sell restaurants. We started the nation's largest restaurant brokerage firm. We sell restaurants over a decade ago. You can find us online at WeSellRestaurants.com.
We're on your radio once a week with the leading authorities in this industry talking about subjects that are trending in the restaurant business. Tweet your own questions on this topic while we're on the air to our Twitter handle, Sell Restaurants, or post them on our Facebook page, facebook.com/WeSellRestaurants. If we don't get to your question, we'll follow up on social media.
Our goal is to satisfy your appetite for acquisition, feed the need for restaurant reality, and serve up a recipe for business success. If you have ideas for our show or comments, email me. My email is eric@WeSellRestaurants.com. For today's show, we are giving our listeners a preview of what's going on right now at the Georgia Premier Food Festival, Taste of Atlanta.
For those not familiar with Taste of Atlanta, it's a festival held once a year in the city's Midtown area. This event showcases food, wine, beer, and cocktails from the best restaurants all over Atlanta. This year, the event will feature more than 90 restaurants and chefs who will share their most popular menu items with foodies from all over the state and the country. Taste of Atlanta attracts a variety of demographics because of the festival's wide range of showcased foods and beverages.
Our first guest today is Dale DeSena, who is a seasoned foodie and festival expert with experience in marketing, advertising, and production for some of the city's most renowned events such as Music Midtown, the Dogwood Festival, the Atlanta Arts Festival, the Atlanta Opera, and the Atlanta Jazz Festival. Dale DeSena wanted to create something Atlanta hadn't seen or tasted before. For 12 years, Dale has been doing just that with Taste of Atlanta. Welcome to the show, Dale.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We're also joined by Terry Koval. Like many of the chefs who stumble their way into the business, Terry started his restaurant career at the age of 15 as a dishwasher in Greenville, South Carolina. Rather than head to culinary school after those sudsy beginnings, he looked west to San Francisco and on the West Coast had his first introduction to local seasonal produce and farm-to-table cuisine. Koval came back to the South, refreshed and inspired by the West Coast culinary prosperity, worked his way up the Georgia culinary food chain to the position of executive sous chef under mentor Gary Minnie at nationally acclaimed Canoe in Vinings. He later joined Concentric's restaurant as a sous chef at Lobby at 12 and became executive chef of Room at 12, which was awarded a 3-star review from the AJC under his tenure. He eventually returned to his roots in sustainable cuisine with his expertly crafted seasonal grass-fed burgers at Farm Burger before becoming the head chef at Wrecking Bar Brewpub. Terry, we're so glad to have you.
Great to be here.
Oh, right. Well, Eric said a moment ago, it is Taste of Atlanta Day. The city is alive with the sights, sounds, and smells. We can practically smell the food from the radio. So, Dale, tell us, what inspired you to start Taste of Atlanta?
Well, I have been in the festival business for many, many years. Won't say how many. But I've been involved with a lot of successful festivals and really felt that the one thing the city was lacking was a food festival. So we had so many great restaurants coming to the scene back in 2002. And I just felt like, gosh, we need a place where you could go and have a taste of all of these restaurants in one place. So that's when I started Taste of Atlanta.
It's wonderful. And Terry, tell us a little bit about your involvement with Taste of Atlanta this year.
Well, we'll be hanging out over there. We'll be doing some of our Riverview Farms Cheddar Wurst Quirm Pups, and then also our Wrecking Bar Bites. We're really excited to be there. It'll be a real good time.
Sounds very yummy. And that's one thing, Dale, this has been going on for 12 years, and food is only so much, but every year we see new trends, new different things. How do you keep Taste Atlanta, no pun intended here, fresh?
Well, keeping it fresh is what everybody has to do. I think every business, whether you're a restaurant or retail, you have to keep it fresh. So our festival really is both about all of our restaurants and the food that they are providing and showcasing the different tastes, but really it's also about our 4 live cooking stages. So we have lots of seminars, lots of educational things happening, and we're talking about the trends. We're talking about what's going on in Atlanta and in the country and around the world that we need to know about. So keeping the seasonal farm fresh vegetables on the scene is real important, and people can watch that demo right here at the Family Food Zone eating the alphabet. I think too, Barcraft. We have a Barcraft competition going on. It's showcasing some of our USBG chapter members, and people are really into the cocktail scene right now. So we need to stay fresh, and we need to continue to show what amazing bartenders we have.
Okay, so I know that we are very spoiled in the South and in Atlanta from this fabulous festival. Have you ever thought of taking it farther, extending the reach into other parts of the South?
Well, I mean, there are a lot of other taste festivals around the country. I think we're going to concentrate on Atlanta right now. I think that there are other events that we can do to tie in with our Taste of Atlanta theme, so to speak, throughout the year. And we're looking at unique, smaller, more intimate, more VIP type events, along with, last night we had this amazing party, Taste Revival, and it was really featuring food and music, and all of our chefs that participated really offered a great look at tying in music and a song with their menu items. So it was a great time. We had a great crowd, just like we do here today. So more to be seen.
We often say you eat with your eyes and all the senses, so it looks like you're really engaging on every front: sight, smell, sound.
I think you have to. I think in this world, it's more than, you go into a restaurant these days and it's not just about what you're eating. It's about the ambiance, it's about the service, it's about, everything all coming together and putting a great experience in front of you. And, Wrecking Bar does an amazing job with that. And Taste of Atlanta, we want everyone to come and have a great experience and be able to really taste these restaurants and be able to go out and have a dinner there next week.
Terry, some of our probably listeners right now are restaurant owners, and they're probably wondering, okay, how do I get involved in this great thing? How did you end up getting involved? What is there a process? How do you Wrecking Bar?
Well, Ron Eister reached out to me, a good buddy of mine. I worked with his wife at Canoe back in the day, and reached out and said, it's time for chefs to step up to the plate, and let's make this event part of Atlanta, and bring out great chefs, and just give it our all. And so I'm here basically to, give it my all and support Atlanta and be, one of those chefs that want to support.
Also, as a restaurant operator, though, what are some of the logistical challenges you guys see to go? Because a lot of people shy with the festival or non-traditional sites. Oh, it's too complicated. Can you share a little bit of the background experience that's going to happen?
Well, there is a lot of detail for sure. A lot of planning, a lot of ordering. Staffing. It's on the weekend. Our busiest time, in the week is the weekends. Just last night we did almost 800 covers last night.
Wow.
So, we're really busy in staffing, but fortunately, I have a great crew to kind of rally around me, and we're just going to be out there today having a lot of fun and frying some corn dogs and just having a good time.
So it's a team excited. The whole restaurant gets involved, gets excited about it.
Yeah, I got some front of the house employees out there. I got my main prep guy out there, DeWitt, and we're just having a good time, trying to support Atlanta.
And there's a lot that we do to support each other. I think that when I started this festival, it was really, how can I help showcase these restaurants to the city and the world that Atlanta has the most amazing food scene. I think that sometimes Atlanta gets gypped by people thinking that we are only about shrimp and grits and fried chicken and mac and cheese. But we've got the best, most incredible food scene here in Atlanta, and that's what the festival's all about. We're also we do a rev share. We work with the restaurant so that they're making some money to be out here too, and we really challenge them to put forth their best taste, show what their menu has, show what their restaurant can do. So really, our festival goal is turning tasters into diners. It is a marketing machine that we really want to make sure they get a lot of repeat business out of this and make their restaurant thrive.
Oh, I think that is a great mission to turn these tasters into diners. So tell me, about how many people do you expect, and who shows up for Taste of Atlanta?
We're expecting a lot of people. I think that, don't let that scare anybody away, because, we don't oversell this event. There is a cost at the gate to come in, but it's really to kind of qualify people that, there's so much to be done here for the small $30 price tag. But I think that, you get 10 taste coupons. There's lots to do, lots to see. It's a great time.
So tell us, what are some of the trends that are going to be out there this year, Dale, that are front and center on the stages?
Well, front and center, you're going to see a lot of our amazing chefs offering up. We've got a cutting knife skills class that the Cook's Warehouse is going to be doing. We've got an awesome live cooking classes that are going on. Stephen Satterfield is doing a whole thing on great grains. Inside the food studio, we've got amazing. Terry's doing a demo. Let's hear.
I'll be in the food studio as well, doing the ale demo.
See, I just think
Kale and ale. It's very popular right now.
I think it's wonderful because I think, every year the audiences for Food Network, it's 90 million and growing, and there's so many other channels out there that are talking food. I mean, the community and the average person is just, everyone's a foodie these days. So this gives you a chance to put your foodie on and come on out and share the experiences.
Exactly, and it's not, sometimes when people hear the word foodie, I think they think, oh, it's a little snobby, it's a little uppity, not for me. That's not the case. This is for everybody. I mean, this is for the kids. We've got a family food zone stage. This is for grandparents and everything in between. The young professionals, the VIP scene is great. I mean, the VIP tent, you're not going to believe it, but we are, it's got complimentary food, beer, wine, cocktail tasting. It's the place to be.
So guys, would I be fair to describe this as the Food Networks owns the streets of Atlanta, but the difference is instead of watching through your television tube, you can actually taste it, feel it, talk to the chef, and live it for a few hours.
Exactly, and I think what you just said too is really important. This is the one festival out of the entire year in Atlanta where you can walk up and meet the chef. It's a really, I mean, no pun intended, but it's an eat and greet festival. It's a place where you can go, talk to the chef, say, hey, how do you make this? I want your recipe. Tell me how you do something. Atlanta is the Southern hospitality capital of the world. I mean, our people are fun and friendly and really just open to sharing ideas and eat your way down the street.
And speaking of the streets, exactly where is the festival held? Let's get to the nuts and bolts, because we've got people in their car right now listening that need to turn around and head to where there's a ticket available and get going.
You are right. You're right. It is at Tech Square. We're in Midtown Atlanta, Tech Square, which is at 5th Street and Spring Street. The easiest way to get here is the North Avenue MARTA station. It's a short 1-block walk. But we also have plenty of parking decks all over the place where you can get a quick parking and jump to a gate. There are 4 gates all around the perimeter, so you will certainly run into one of them.
But Terry, we talked a little bit about Food Network and trends like that. How, you as a chef, we're seeing trends every year changing. Where we talked about kale a minute ago and everything. How important it is for you as a chef to get inspired from the taste of Atlanta and also to incorporate new trends in your menu, and how often do you do it?
I try not to get caught up in too much trends. I like to cook. My style is cooking honest food, but it is important to keep up with the trends as well. I mean, fermentation is a big thing now. Everybody wants to, make their own hot sauce. Ferment their own cabbage. Kimchi is another big one. Using kale, just using fresh, locally sourced ingredients. And I find that it's very passionate to me as well, because I do all those things at the restaurant, at the Wrecking Bar. I just, honest food, do what you do, and just be proud of what you do, and don't get wrapped up too much.
I think too, gosh, right now you're seeing so much with the pumpkins. Everybody wants to do pumpkin this, pumpkin that. But pumpkins are great to have pumpkin soup and certain things, but sometimes it gets a little bit overdone. And I think that, Terry's right. It needs to be local, seasonal, Georgia-grown vegetables, fruits, things that you can incorporate both into your restaurant, but also into our own lives every day for our own families. And I think that, again, is something that Taste of Atlanta tries to do we provide recipe cards for all of the 4 stages and demos that are happening, so you can take them home, recreate them in your own kitchen, and it's just a great way to learn about new things.
Well, and you said eat and greet, and I think that's important too, because a chef can really view this event as a time when he can get instant feedback. There's your focus group of thousands.
Absolutely, you are right. You're right. And again, it's all about marketing. The bottom line of this is, I am about creating win-win opportunities for everyone that I work with. from the radio stations to our sponsors. We've worked with Coca-Cola for all 12 years. The Cook's Warehouse has been a great partner for all 12 years. We really look to these restaurants to be able to say, how can we help you? How can we help get your word out? We really want to be a partner, a marketing arm, an extension of their restaurant. Again, we have an awesome Bite of News newsletter that people can go to our website at tasteofatlanta.com, register, and you'll get food information, events, things that are happening all year round. And even, we'll promote what the Wrecking Bar's doing too, and what the Rosebud's doing, what Ford Fry's doing, Kevin Raffin, the Spence, right here at Fifth Street. So there's so many great restaurants. We just want people to seek out new places. Don't get stuck in a rut. Don't keep going to the same ones. I mean, and Taste of Atlanta, we've brought to you, white tablecloth restaurants, awesome for a great Saturday night or special occasion, or every Saturday night for that matter, or any night of the week. But we also have so many neighborhood favorites. These are places that, won't break the bank, so to speak. They're quick and easy. They're some fast casual. They're places that everybody wants to go. They taste good. I mean, like the Crawfish Shack. I mean, they just got written up by, I think, Travel and Leisure magazine as one of the top places in the country. We need better coverage of our Atlanta restaurants on the national scene. I mean, I have made that my mission. I think that, we are the number 2 Zagat city for the number of restaurants included. Number 2, right behind New York. San Francisco has great restaurants. I mean, Terry can tell you that. But, Atlanta has great restaurants too.
I would agree 100%. I think of all the time, we travel as brokers all the way from West Coast, South Florida, and I would put our chefs in this city in a competition with any chef in this city in America, and we would come up. It would be hard to beat. I think we have some phenomenal chefs, phenomenal food, creative people, and this show, the Taste of Atlanta, that you're having right now, it's great. Like you said, if you have a family, you get $30 ticket, but think about it. If you tried, you and your wife, to go out, get a babysitter for the kids right now, get everything.
You're right.
And now you can bring your family experience out, maybe first exposure to your kids to something better than a hot dog and Chuck E. Cheese out there. And it's a great family event, and you can pick your favorite restaurants, and then when you and your wife want to go out and have a great time, you already have a place. Hey, I really like, Terry's food, so I want to go to Wrecking Bar tonight. And that's a great
And the
window.
restaurants are here really they're providing lots of incentives. They're providing lots of little marketing cards and things where you can go in and maybe get a 10% off, or come see us and we'll give you an appetizer, or just look around. I mean, even from our sponsors, they're giving away free samples. They're giving away things you can take home. It's just a fun food party. It only happens once a year, so now's the time.
Oh, I think that's great. And you talked a little bit about publicity, and I have to say, Terry, I read something in Atlanta Magazine that said you had salvaged the Wrecking Bar Brewpub's menu items. So I have to get the inside scoop on that.
Just going back to that, I just cook honest food. I went in there, sourced from my local farmers that I knew, and just providing honest food. And I think I was just probably the missing key for the restaurant. You got Bob Sandage, the brewmaster. We do brew all our own beer at the Wrecking Bar. We are a brew pub, and we have 10 to 12 beers on at a time. And so you have Bob, and then you have Stevenson Roslow, who is the general manager. And it's like they were just missing that chef that kind of just gelled with the team. And I think that's just what happened. It's like we all just got together, and I think we're just putting out a solid product now. Great beer, amazing beer. I mean, Bob does a fantastic job, and then just me organizing the kitchen and putting on great food.
So the secret ingredient is passion, because when you
Absolutely.
speak about this, you just light up about how great this experience is. And that's an interesting point, because as restaurant brokers, we're helping new people get off the ground. We're helping experienced operators, and sometimes we're helping someone who has a concept that didn't work out quite as well. And when you add the passion into the mix, then you often have the ingredient for success that the last operator didn't bring to the table.
And I think what Terry and I were talking about earlier too is people don't realize all the moving parts. I mean, when you really start to, work, when a company starts to work with you guys that wants to start a restaurant, the details, it's all in the details. The behind the scenes work, things that are happening in the kitchen. Putting on a festival like this is takes a year. We work on this year round, but it's all about planning and working with people who are experts and working with a team to really put your best foot forward and showcase Atlanta restaurants, have a great restaurant, and do what you guys do.
Now, so tell me, let's just verify that the hours for the festival on Saturday and Sunday are what?
11 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay, so and there's still tickets available.
There are still tickets available, yep.
And people can just walk right up and buy them. And for $30, they're going to be able to taste 10 different venues. And as well, there's going to be freebies and coupons and ways that these restaurateurs are going to bounce you back and say, come back into my space.
You are right. That is right.
But you can buy additional coupons and taste as much as you
Absolutely,
want or eat
yes.
as much as you want.
Additional taste coupons are just $1 a piece.
Oh,
Wow.
That's great.
So Terry, like for instance, at the Wrecking Ball, if I go to your station today or tomorrow, and for a couple, 3 coupons, again, tell us what you can get.
Well, I'm going to be so on our menu. One of our hottest appetizers is our Riverview Farms Cheddar Wurst Corn Pup. It is basically a mini corn pup. So we take Riverview Farms cornmeal, we make our own batter, and we're going to have them on little fun sticks, and we're selling them for $2. And then also, our most popular dessert is our Wrecking Bar. It's like a homemade Kit Kat bar. And we're going to have some fun with that, put that on a stick as well. And we're thinking, like, these are 2 fun festival things. This is a festival, and so we're trying to kind of get in the groove of the festival aspect of it and kind of showcase one of our top desserts and one of our top appetizers and just have fun with it.
For your information, listeners, we are on the radio. You can't see this, but he's describing this food. It's making me so hungry. He did not bring anything to the studio with him today. So
I think you wanted to jump in, Dale, with a point about that.
No. I think that Terry is right. Again, I think if you can't have fun with your food and eat it, then, you're not living life. I think that it's all about tasting everything that you can, getting your taste buds used to something new and different, and Kit Kats are my favorite.
Well, on that note, we are going to actually head into our break very, very shortly. First, we want to take a moment and recognize our industry sponsor, today's restaurant, Food Service Industry Newspaper. Today's restaurant is the trade newspaper for the food service industry in Georgia and Florida. Their publication is available in both print and online, and the restaurant brokers have an article every month in that magazine, so pick it up and you'll learn many things each month from us. You're on the air with Eric and Robin Gagnon. We are the restaurant brokers and we sell restaurants. Hold on, return after the break.